I basically understand how the situation works. When we look at the problem of the monstrosity that we've just um, lived through and are continuing to live with, we see a situation that's very definitely designed to call our attention to it. And the corporations with the mentality of Donald Trump, who executed the Kennedys and then set up a war game calling attention to the fact that they were hotwiring into our society through banks that they set up like Umpqua and stuff, with the message that they're communicating from this hotwiring operation Trump designed to get revenge for his friends in the Axis. So we have to live with the fact that they're confronting our society with the idea that they're victorious over us. And how this operated in part is that Reagan was a ventriloquist. He named his Chief Justice Rehnquist, like Ventrilo Rehnquist. And in storm warning, he had a man acting his two faces out. I'm so sorry. Oh, he was asking for it. That was the Jekyll and Hyde of Reagan coming out, the ventriloquism of his Hollywood movie industry. And he played the same ventriloquism game using Walter Mondale, who totes the Tim Kaine stuff, who was put in place to do so. The Democrats for Reagan scene that you get from the Clinton-Bush game, bipartisan wheel deal. The covers for the situation, the ventriloquist trick that Reagan played with Mondale was the Mondale Prophecy. Mondale famously said, "It's not what he thinks that bothers me, it's what he knows and ain't so." And that's what you're supposed to be afraid of, is admitting that we know what's going on. We can see it. And we're supposed to back off from going to court. They'll start shooting at us if we go to court because they know that we'd win in court. And we've had smoking gun material a long time. So what they did was, while Errol Flynn was meeting with Hitler as a go-between for Reagan to set up, the operation of totalitarian victory, was that they adopted Christian Armageddonism as their weapon of ultimatum for Casper, the spiritual ghost of Hitler, working Christian totalitarianism or something of this idiotic nature. And even though they're perfectly willing to use Greta Thunberg, the authors of this thing, Greg Carl speaking for them, wrote quite a lot of information for them. And one of the things he espoused was World of Ash. It's a notion of martial spirituality that comes out in this crowd that traces back to Nietzsche, who said this German spirit will be perfected by war, but destroyed by victory. These people believe in the spiritual cleanse of wars, perfectionism of man, and this nonsense. And so Greg wrote World of Ash. We have Ash Green, take your pick, up here at Code Red College. But the point is that there's evidence to stop this. Biden is certainly doing the right thing by going around and identifying the extremists and removing them from the chain of command. The way it led to NP going, get hold of his buttons, And one of the people who started this was a terrible thief named Buttons McCormick when it came to me, the way that I was picked out and tortured. So we see, the Buttons McCormick stuff that they put together as the cast of nets. Anybody can see it. It's not like all that discreet, That we do need to make sure that our law enforcement is on the ball on this one. We can't just capitulate to an Axis revenge.